All right, Brandon, you ready? Yes. So Brandon, we just did this problem all nice and like exploring how this thing got fixed and everything, right? Yep. And that's really good because you were taking notes on the things you're learning, but now let's show you how to do it like efficiently. Oh, I hate my life. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. Thank you. Sorry, Kevin. So just watch this. You ready? Check this out. Before we multiply by the reciprocal of this whole ugly thing, we want to simplify this whole ugly thing as much as possible. So Abraham, the first thing I would look for, I would see if there's anything that can be reduced as it's written right now over here, and there's not. There's x in the numerator, there's a in the numerator, there's no x or a in the denominator. And same thing over here, there's nothing that can be reduced over there. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, that's going to put a 1 there, right? So this whole thing right here, it's going to be 4 squared x to the m, because those make m, right? M over 2 times 2 is, right? And then times a squared, don't forget that part. So that's my new numerator. My denominator, oh my goodness. This is really, this part right here is 3 to the negative 4, right? And that, of course, means you're going to move that to the top because of the negative exponent, because you're dividing by a fraction, which means you multiply by its reciprocal. Yep. All right. Now we're going to flip this whole thing over, because this is my numerator and this is my denominator. So we're going to flip it all over. This part stays the same. Whoa. I almost wrote 18. Hate my life. Alex is like, I hate your life too, Mr. Brown. Thanks, Alex. You thought it, Alex. You didn't? Oh, okay. We good? There we go. Now we have a couple Disney moment events about to happen. We have some miracles. 3 to the 4th is 81. This number right here equals 81. That's 81 right there. That's 81 right there. So those two things reduce. They make 1. These two things, they get married, they make 1. Oh, B and B, they make 1. So it looks like what we're left with is 1 divided by, wait, that's 4 squared, right? And this is 4 squared. 4 squared and 4 squared, that would be 4 to the 4th. We could also do it with the power of 2, but I'm going to leave it as 4. So we got 4 to the 4th, and I also have a to the 4th. Do you see? So I have 4 to the 4th. I also have a to the 4th. There's lots of different ways you could write this right here. You could write this denominator as 4a to the 4th, or you could do as 2 to the 8th, a to the 4th. It doesn't really matter. Any 3 of those would be fine. But that's how it works out. What's up, Parth? You doing okay over there, buddy?
Yeah.
That's $10. Abraham, how can I help you, sir?
Still don't get how you got the 3 negative 4th exponent.
So you don't know how I got, let me see, I'm going to write it down here, right here. You don't know how I got 3 to...
The B in the numerator.
Hold on. Let's do one question at a time from you. So you don't know how I got this part?
I know how you got that part, but how did it turn into
A positive?
Yeah.
Okay, check this out. It's in the denominator right now, right? So let's not worry about what the denominator is. It's just like that, right? And is this really, is that okay if I do 1 times that? Is that the same thing? You good? Okay. Negative exponents are division. So I left everything the same except for that part. Do you see? Okay. So what this really is, this whole thing right here is really, it's 1 divided by 1 over 3 to the power of 4. And the way you divide is you multiply by the reciprocal. That's why it goes from down here to up there. Ah, bless me. You see that, Abraham? You sure? Now your other question is, why does this B end up here? Is that right?
Now I get it.
Oh, because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this whole thing right here, all of this doesn't change the b. The b has a positive exponent. It stays right where it is. It switches, though, because we have to multiply by the reciprocal. Those are good questions. Those are the kinds of things that are very confusing. Yes, Anna?
If we had a negative exponent, would it go to the top?
So if you had something like let's say we had something like this. Let's say we had something like b to the negative 2 in the denominator. So the shortcut of the whole thing is, this is already dividing, right? Because it's 1 divided by this number. And this number is really 1 divided by b squared. So the shortcut is that. Now check this out. Let's make this a k. The k is not going to go down. Oh. The k is not going to go down here. Because the k has a positive exponent of 1. So it's going to stay right on the top where it is right now. Do you see? Yeah. What other questions do you guys have? Other than questioning your life. Why am I in math class on a Tuesday? Yeah.
I was going to ask that.
Oh, okay.
Seriously thinking about it.
You were, huh, Dylan?
Yeah.
Wow. Uh-huh. Okay. Yes, Diego.
Did he change the X?
This one?
Yeah.
Well, because look, this is an exponent right here. M divided by 2 is an exponent, yes? And I'm multiplying that times 2, because, right? So that's m over 2. So just looking at the exponents, that's m over 2 times 2 over 1. They reduce. Yes, sir.
How did you get 16 to be, what did you put? 4
Oh, where did I get this 16?
squared?
4 squared is 16. And the reason I did that is because I have a 4 squared there, and I need to simplify this, which means I can only have one of each base. 16 and 4 are actually both bases of 2. But since there's not another 2, I just left it as 4. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you want to keep the same denominator?
You have to have the same base. Because you're simplifying. With exponents, you don't want to have a whole bunch of different bases.
Yeah, but why didn't you just leave it at 16?
Make this one 16?
No, why didn't you just leave that one at
Because this one I wanted to be the same. I could have done this way instead. I could have said 4 squared is 16, and then I could have had 16 squared a to the 4th if I wanted. That would be okay too. Because there's a 6. This is 16, right?
Yes.
And they already had a 16. That would be 16 times 16. That's 16 squared.
Oh, you just want to keep the same base?
Yeah, to put them all together as small as possible. Tristan, what are you doing back there?
And those 3 to the 4th equal 81?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you only need to change it, like change the division to multiplying.
Do you think Brandon should be talking to Dylan right now? Do you think they're talking about math, Diego?
Yes, we are.
I don't believe it.
Oh, it's like,
Okay.
seriously.
Okay. Okay. You tell me, I believe you.
No, it's like,
I believe you.
okay.
Diego, what's your question?
So the only way you can change it into multiplying is to flip it.
Okay, you need to be careful with your it's. There's a lot of things, so pronouns are going to get you confused. What is it that you're talking about?
Change B since it's so important.
B is already positive.
When you put B to the numerator,
Oh, the reason the B goes to the numerator, yes, is because you're dividing. Division is multiplication of the reciprocal. You just take the reciprocal of the thing you're dividing with. Like, look. 8 divided by 1/2 is 16. Yeah. All right.
wait, how did you simplify